Over 64,000 coronavirus cases now confirmed.
Schools, their universities have announced they won't be opening again until further notice.
The tourism industry has been hit. The retail sector has been hit.
The United States has announced that foreign citizens who've been in China in the past 14 days will be temporarily barred from entering the U.S.
Hello, my students and fellow educators out there. Welcome to this special edition of the James Rice Show, where we continue to follow events that are happening in the education industry related to the coronavirus/COVID-19 outbreak that is taking over the world. Thank you, everyone, for your well wishes. I am based here in Toronto, Canada, where, if you are following the news, Canada is beginning to slowly get ourselves into a lockdown position. Canada has closed its doors and its borders to outside foreign nationals, except the USA as of right now, and as of this recording, because it is a changing event. So that has happened here. We have also closed down all public schools, and we've also closed down private schools in Ontario, where Toronto is. Toronto is based, and restaurants and bars have been closed in Ontario, in the Toronto area, and I'm sure that will spread out throughout the country as we all begin to get ready to go into some form of lockdown and some form of self-isolation, as this appears to be happening here. And I want to thank everyone for some of your well wishes out there, hoping that we are safe. We are doing very well, I believe, in Canada, based on the numbers that we're seeing come through. We are trying to be very proactive here so that we do not have a massive outbreak, and we all hope that this will be successful. I can tell you from my own personal experience, the traffic is light here in Toronto. It is very easy to get around. I know that there are grocery stores still well stocked, although toilet paper is difficult to find. And I know that people are out there getting ready to be locked down. And I think everybody here in my area, Toronto area, seems to be well prepared and accepting what is happening, and they do understand what we're facing, and we do understand the dangers of not getting this virus under control, and what's happening in places like Italy and France, and we've seen positive stuff happening in Korea, where they're doing a great job. So a lot of things that our government has learned, and I believe they're putting into place. But I wanted you today to listen to the viewpoint of a student, an ESL student who is here from Japan studying, and we're going to bring on Anesh Daya from On the Spot Language, and he is going to be interviewing one of his students to share her feeling about what it's like living here in Canada with this coronavirus. Take it away, Anesh.
Hey James, thank you for having us on the show. So this is Anesh from On the Spot Language, and today I'm here with...
Hi everyone, this is Ayami.
So Ayami, how long have you been in Toronto right now?
I'm currently here for 6 months on a visitor's visa, and I'm now been here for just over 5 months. And I'm go back to Japan at the end of this month.
Yeah, so you go back to Japan at the end of this month. So thanks for sharing that with us. And thank you, James, for having us on the show to talk a little bit about how our students are feeling about the coronavirus, the COVID-19 virus. And it's interesting time now because actually Ayami and I made a video yesterday giving some COVID-19 tips. So hopefully, James, you can share that with your audience on how to stay healthy and stay sanitized. So just, Ayami, let's hear from you. How do you feel right now with everything going on?
As for me, right now, I'm taking a little more precaution than I usually do. But to be honest, I'm not panicking about the coronavirus. I really appreciate Anesh and the On the Spot language team for keeping us informed and even using this opportunity to use our English.
Yeah, and we thank you, James, for giving us a chance to be on the podcast and share our thoughts with you. A lot of things are changing now, aren't they, Ayami?
Yeah, because there are so many things that are changing in the world on a daily basis. It kind of gives me many things to talk about. It's good conversation practice.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is good conversation practice, and you're right. Things are changing every day. So, for example, the NBA suspending games, the Raptors. The last game they played against the Utah Jazz, one of the players, Rudy Gobert, had the coronavirus. So now the Raptors are taking a 14-day quarantine. The NHL, the National Hockey League being suspended. Like you said, it's good conversation practice. Have you noticed talking a lot about this with people in your community or friends? Can you give me some examples?
Yes. For example, one of my friends who was supposed to take part in the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh yeah, the St. Patrick's Day parade, right? What happened?
Yeah, she told me that it's now cancelled and she's disappointed.
Right. Oh wow. So yeah, it's interesting that now people are just talking about what's going on.
Yeah, usually most people in Toronto usually talk about the weather.
That's true. Everyone talks about the weather. Oh, it's cold. Oh, right now nobody's talking about the weather, right?
Yeah, but now most people give me their coronavirus update.
Yeah, they give you their coronavirus update. That's funny. Yeah. Have you noticed anything else when you talk to people?
Yeah, also, usually when I meet new people, they naturally ask me, how long have you been here? But these days, I feel that this is now the first question. People ask me, and even some people have asked me, are you from China?
Wow. Some people have even asked you, just because you look Asian, are you from China? Wow. How does this make you feel?
I feel that it's kind of discrimination and I don't like that. But I also feel it can't be helped. This is the world we are living in.
Yeah, it's kind of the world we are living in. I get it. It's interesting. You had an interesting story with one of our classmates from last month, Yoshiki. What happened?
Yeah, one of my classmates who was okay has only been here for roughly 2 months. So when he told people that, people looked nervously at him.
Right, because he's only been here 2 months, right?
So I recommended to him to tell people he has been here longer.
Right. I guess that's kind of a white lie, so that people don't get scared of him. So do you feel like you want to go home?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel quite safe here in Toronto. And I think that if I went back to Japan, I feel there would be more restrictions in Japan and kind of like I'm in a cage.
Oh, you feel that there would be more restrictions. Right. I guess the rules for people, they really follow them and listen to the government or do this, do this, do this. So in Toronto, do you feel a little bit more freedom or safe?
That being said, when the virus first started to spread in Asia, I feel sad. I felt sad because I wasn't sure if I could go back. But I was also worried that many people would be scared of anyone who is Asian.
Right. So I guess you've kind of already experienced a little bit of discrimination with that because, oh, are you from China? Like, right? But I guess the virus is not just in Asia anymore. It's now, in many countries all over the world. It has spread. So it's not just Asia's problem. It's kind of the world's problem. So do you feel hopeful?
Yes, I'm still very hopeful and don't feel it's so serious because of the fact that many people who are sick are already recovering.
That's true. I also heard that a lot of people who were sick are slowly recovering, which is a good thing. Have you spoken with your family?
Yes, my mom was telling me that I should wear a mask and use hand sanitizer.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people, if you look on the subway or on the streets here, very, very few people are wearing a mask. But I think at some point we will get to the mask stage, but I'm not sure. What else did your mom tell you?
She also said that the people that should be most concerned are the elderly and people with a weak immune system.
That's true. Yeah, older people, those are the people who are dying, and people maybe very, very young who have a weak immune system are also have a higher risk. True. What about your friends? How are your friends in Japan reacting to this?
I've spoken with some of my friends and they aren't so worried because they are healthy and feel confident that if they got sick, that they would be able to recover.
Yeah, I've also heard a lot of that from other people too, who are healthy. Just if they got sick, they feel, they will be able to beat this and fight this if they're already healthy. So I guess we'll see what happens there. Did they tell you anything else or advice?
Yeah, they also told me that there's no point in worrying too much or overreacting because it is what it is. Just we can do what we can do.
Yeah, I guess we can just, like we said, just take the necessary precautions. A lot of people are doing that from being away from school and not attending large crowd gatherings. And just we can do what we can do. For example, having an online class like this and getting a chance to speak with our good friend James Rice on the James Rice Show. Thank you, James, for having us on the show and also sharing your insights on a daily, weekly basis about what's going on. You're definitely keeping all of our students from Japan updated on what's going on, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, James, for having us on the show.
All right, this is Anesh signing off from On the Spot Language, and be sure to check out our COVID-19 virus tips video link that James is going to be putting attached to this. And stay healthy, live with passion, and we will overcome this. Take care. Bye.
Have you downloaded the Study It ESL textbooks yet for your classroom? The Study It textbooks are the first ever digital and interactive textbooks. Once downloaded, Wi-Fi is no longer required. Each book contains video and audio exercises, detailed grammar keynotes, reading and writing assignments, and amazing speaking projects. Grammar, conversation, pronunciation, business English, and listening textbooks are available. Visit www.studyitbooks.com for more information.